Welcome, everybody, to Mind Your Own Business. We are on week 3 of our training series, and we're going to meet every Sunday night now through the end of 2024 so we can thrive in 2025. And we're taking a different topic every week of how to grow your business, sometimes mindset, sometimes business growth skills, all the things, influence, marketing, sales, so many good things coming. Let me share my screen because I want to give a shout out to our person who shared last time. So if you feel the call to share, if it feels aligned with you to share these Sunday night trainings, my mission is just to set the captives free. And one of the ways I love doing that is helping people grow successful businesses. And this is just really fun for me. So every week, if you share this call on your social media and tag me, on Sunday, you are entered to win one of my 2 books of your choice. The first is Mind Your Own Business, 21 Days to Train Your Brain for Unstoppable Success. And then the second is my journal called Oh, How Human of Me, Discover Your Highest Self, not in spite of your humanity, but because of it. This one has lots and lots of science included in the prompts for journal writing. So this last time, Jennifer Virgo shared, and I wanted to highlight her because it's so fun to see all of you amazing people here. You can read that, but look at what Jennifer does in the world. She empowers families with financial stability and wellness for a thriving life. Go, Jennifer. Thank you so much for sharing. That is the highest compliment you could give me, is to share. So thank you so much. I'm going to open up my chat room and then we're going to get started. Okay. So I won't do this every time, but I wanted to do a little bit of a review for the first 2 weeks because we've got this theme going of 5 to thrive, and everything kind of fits into this acronym of get amped or 5 to thrive here. Okay, so the first week, I shared the 5 steps of every sales process, every marketing process that we all go through. And I'm wondering if you put in the chat room which one you are really working on or maybe had success with in the last couple of weeks, where you're like, wow, I was doing lots of conversations, but not a lot of invitations, or I did lots of those, but I never followed up. Like, what is the step that you are practicing and getting some success with? I would love to hear that. But 5 to thrive is this 5 steps that we all take our prospects through, and can be really helpful to realize if you're missing one or missing a couple of them, why maybe your process isn't as successful as you want. And so conversation, we're just talking to the humans. 2, invitation, we're inviting them to take a look at our product or our services. 3 is our presentation, where we're talking to the humans usually, or we're sending them a tool like a video, just sharing what the thing is that we are offering. And then follow up if we need to, if they don't buy right away. And then 5 is collect a decision, getting people to share if they are a yes or a no. And in my experience, number 5 is the most crucial and the most the step that's often done the least, right? So if you can become really a professional decision collector, you will grow your business. So I am a professional decision collector. I collect decisions for a living. I want you to realize that that's what you do too. Okay. So that was what we did week 1. Garth, if you want to share with them in the chat, my YouTube channel where we house all of the replays, that would be so helpful. Then week 2, we talked about this framework that has all of the high performance psychology, neuroscience, research behind it, of how do the happiest, most successful people on the planet, how do they do it? How do they stay at the top of their game while also having the greatest relationships, the greatest health? They're joyful, confident, engaged in their life. And the acronym of AMPed helps us remember that. And so they activate their highest self. So if any of you would share your 3 words that describe your highest self, put those in the chat room. I hope that you're practicing, consulting with your highest self and saying, what would you do? What would you have me do? What would you have me choose? What would you have me, be or say? They're motivated, which means they're moving their mission forward. So high performers really move from a place of having to push. Having to like push and make things happen to they're pulled by their vision. And it's a much easier, more fun way to do life and to do business. They're the most productive people without getting more hours of, in the day than everyone else. We know that they sleep more than the average person. So they're not getting by on just, less sleep. But productivity is a measure, remember, of how well are you moving the needle on what matters most. They are energized. They realize that they generate their own energy. It's not I hope I get lucky and get the energy fairy to drop me some energy. They actually learn how to create energy throughout their day and really understand that it's not so much about time management as it is about energy management in our lives. It's asking ourselves, does this person I'm spending time with, does this activity give me energy or take my energy? And we really want to get to a life where we're building with the majority of our activities being things that give us energy. And then they're disciplined. They do what they say they want to do. They are who they say they want to be. And because of that, they grow their confidence and they grow their self-esteem. So that's what we covered in those weeks. Okay, so this week, I want to introduce to you the 5 pillars of every successful business. So 5 pillars to get your business amped. So once again, we have this great acronym of getting amped, which of course is supercharging your success, turning the volume up on your mission, your passion, your sales, your income, your profits, all those things, getting your business to the next level. I'm not going through all of these tonight. We're going to go through A and a little bit of M tonight, but this is where we're going in the next couple of weeks. The first, we're going to talk today about how do you attract your ideal client. And I'm going to be sharing with you a concept that completely changed my business. And I had spent thousands of dollars on a couple mentors who were kind of teaching it the wrong way before I really learned the right way, and the way that changed the game and the way that my business mentors like Brenna Burchard and other successful people, the way that they think about it. And I think it's going to really, really excite you and change the game for you. So attracting your ideal client, you want to be marketing in such a way and talking about your things such a way that people say, oh my gosh, Alan, let me give you my credit card. Like, take it. Or how did you know what I was struggling with? It's like you're up in my head, Shelley. How do you know that that's exactly what I've just told my, husband the other day? Like, how do you know? We're going to get it so that your ideal clients just kind of want to get in line to work with you and to grab your products and your offers. Marketing and messaging is how we do that. And so we're going to touch on that this week. Then we'll talk a little bit in the future about, you've really got to figure out what makes your product, your pricing, your packaging, what makes that ideal, how to even think about any of that. Sometimes if you're in, for example, affiliate marketing, you're not the one that is establishing the pricing and the packaging, but you've got to talk about it in a way where it sounds like a value add, right? Where people are like, oh, that is a great price for all of that. You are going to want to be able to understand why what you have is so special and unique to the marketplace. Then we're going to spend time, of course, on Enroll with Ease, which is selling. I absolutely love selling and I love teaching it. And so you're going to become an incredible professional saleswoman and salesman. And then the last pillar of all businesses are duplicating them, scaling them. So before we dive in, I need you to open the chats. We'll play a little game. And I want you to answer this question. What do you think? What would you say is the number one profit producing activity in business? What is the number one profit producing activity in business? What is the one thing that makes you money in business? It's not a trick question, but I want you to think of what you might think that is. What is the top profit producing activity? Let me see what you're guessing. Direct sales, the ask, connection with people, asking for the sale. Woo, so good. Communication. You guys, you're on it. You're onto it. Getting in front of people. Closing. Okay, let me follow up. Opening your mouth. Okay, Sherelle, you might be my winner tonight. You'll see why. You'll see why. Okay. What would you say is the number one profit producing center? Where do the profits come from? What's your number one profit producing center? Your belief. Ooh. People. Anna, you got it. Okay, you got it. You got it. Talking to the humans. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. So here's what we were just talking about, and here it is in a slide. And if you stick with me long enough, you will know that the reason I'm successful is because I talk to a lot of humans. I connect with a lot of humans. I serve a lot of humans. Okay. So you got it. You all really got it. The number one profit producing activity is somehow getting in front of talking to the humans. Okay. Yes, we can do it digitally without actually talking to them, of course, but it's getting in front of the humans. The number one income producing profit center is humans. The money is coming through the humans. The sale is coming through the humans. If you are trying to avoid the humans, you are in the wrong profession. You are in sales. Sales is connecting with humans so that you can serve the humans, so that you can sell. And you happen to sell to humans. Okay. It all does come through the humans, Marina. Okay. I might be stating the obvious, but I just think it just kind of is a game changer. Okay. The person who connects with the most humans will serve the most humans. The more humans you serve, the more you will sell. And this is a motto that I say that I think helps you understand where my heart is, because I don't believe people are numbers, but I know that business is. So you might hear all this and be like, oh my gosh, talk to the humans. And I'm going to view everyone as just this like, dollar sign on their foreheads or something. Nope. Remember what we said in week 1? Talking to the humans is just a fun way to do life. It happens to be that it's the number one way to make more sales. But I am not judging people. I'm not judging their worth on the planet. I'm not judging anyone if they don't do a sale with me, but I have to discern whether they want to figure out if I'm going to sell to them, right? So if you're not selling as much as you want to be, you could ask, am I talking to enough humans? Am I sharing with enough humans? Okay. Okay. I love this slide. In the same vein, when we think of selling and business, you aren't trying to go and get money. That just can feel like, ugh, like I'm just trying to get my friend's money. And I'm going to use my friend's money to go on a vacation. I'm going to use my friend's money. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. What are you doing then? You're allowing people to choose to transform through your products and offerings, and money is exchanged for that transformation. If we were, in biblical times, we might have traded a goat for my services. I might have said, I will make you this bench and you can give me a goat, right? Like, money is just this neutral, made up thing that we've created as humans to exchange value. We will have money mindset training in this group. We will have it coming up. It is incredible. But selling is inviting people into a sovereign choice. What do I mean by that? Selling, I believe, is a very noble thing because it involves two people, typically the buyer and the seller, and both are standing in their power. The seller is standing in their power because hopefully you are selling something that you believe in. Dean Graziosi said, if you need to believe in what you're selling so much that if people do not buy from you, two things happen and both are bad. The first is the person will get something of lesser quality. They won't buy from you, they'll buy from someone else, something else, and it will be lesser quality. You also, secondly, have to believe in what you're selling so much that if people do not buy from you, they're not getting their problem solved. They're not getting any help. So they're getting lesser quality or they're not getting any help. And both are bad, right? And no one can build that belief up for you. That is your job. So your job is to figure out how to believe in what you're selling so much that if people don't buy from you, you're just like, oh no, like this is not good. So if the seller is standing in their power of saying, I have this thing of such great value, the buyer is also standing in their highest power saying, I have a problem I need solved, or I have a goal that I want to achieve, and I have money that I am willing to spend on this thing. And I want my money to go towards something that will really work. And when I choose to give you my money, that is an empowered choice. So selling is this exchange between two sovereign people. Do you like that? Isn't that beautiful? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I am going to help you figure out this concept of what is a niche. How many have you struggled? How many of you have struggled at some point in your business journey of answering the question, what do you do? Anyone? Anyone? I mean, I thought, my God, I have spent at least $30,000 on coaches, and I was standing in the middle of a street in San Francisco, which was not a good place to be standing in the middle of a street at a business conference. And someone had just asked me, like, what do you do? And they were all teaching me how to put myself in this little tiny box that just didn't make any sense. And I said, if I get asked that one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, how is it that I cannot answer the question, what do you do? And it was because the way that I was being trained of how to think about this was incomplete, not helpful. So that's where we're going. We're going to talk about how you answer this question of what do I do? Because it is the thing that's going to help you attract your ideal client, and it is what will be your marketing message. So the A and the M of amped, this is what's going to change everything for you. Okay. So many a mentor teach that a niche, you've got to niche down. You've got to figure out who is your niche. How old are they? How much money do they make? Where do they live? How many children do they have? Do they have one dog, one cat? Just kidding. But like it becomes this very demographic, heavy conversation. And for most of us, that is not useful, especially if you're in affiliate marketing and you have a health and wellness product. Your niche quite literally could be anyone above the age of 18. So if we don't know how to like figure out, well, who am I looking for? And who's looking for me? It's going to be kind of confusing. So your niche is most often, although it can be, but most often it's not about the demographics of your buyer. This is huge. Your niche is about the solution you offer, AKA the problem that the humans want solved, and how you uniquely solve their problem. So I want you to write down because we're going to talk about 4 myths of what I don't think is useful of thinking about niches, okay? First myth, your niche, let me go back. 4 myths of how to answer, so what do you do? Okay, I want you to imagine that we're like sitting next to each other on the airplane. Okay. What do you do? The first myth is you don't have to answer this question the same every time. So the first myth is it should be the same. Okay. Let me give you this example. Back in the day, when they sold Hoover vacuums and they went door to door, the Hoover vacuum was the same vacuum. But the way that the salesman or the saleswoman would sell the Hoover vacuum might be a little different. Let's say if the Hoover salesman was selling it to corporate America and they were pitching corporate America versus knocking on your door and selling it to a stay-at-home mom. Does that make sense? The same vacuum, it's doing the same thing, but the salesman probably sold it a little differently based on his audience. So instead of your answer always being the same, if you know something about your audience, you can pivot and you can be flexible and you can solve that unique population's problems. I'm going to give you an example. So you all kind of know probably by now that I am a high performance business coach. I'm a psychologist and a high performance business coach. And what that means is I help business owners, entrepreneurs get in the top of their business and build a life they love, basically. Okay. So they kind of have it all. If I'm on the airplane and I have just asked someone, so what do you do? And they say, oh, I'm a chiropractor. And they say, well, what do you do? I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I'm a high performance coach for chiropractors. I help chiropractors get in the top 1 to 3%. Do you see what I did there? Because I can. Because I'm solving a problem, not based on their demographics. Somehow I became one of the top coaches for realtors and insurance agents, like people selling life insurance. Okay. Do I know anything about life insurance? Garth? No, I do not. Nope. Nope. Do I know anything about real estate? Not very much. Nope, not very much. That doesn't necessarily matter that I know all the details of the content, right? I'm solving the problem that they have, which is what's the methodology to be the best? How do you get there? That kind of remains the same no matter what your profession is. Make sense? So if I'm sitting next to a realtor, then I am a high performance coach for realtors. If you are sitting next to a stay-at-home mom who is talking about how exhausted she is, guess what you do? You help stay-at-home moms get the energy they need to be the moms they want to be. If you're selling Make Wellness, that's what you do, right? If you're a realtor, you could say, well, I'm a realtor. Or you could say, well, I'm a realtor, which you know what that is. Like, that's not rocket science. But what I'm really, really passionate about right now is helping grandparents find their home that can be the magnet for the grandkids. Like, you can say whatever it is that makes it a niche for that person. And the niche is the problem they have and how you uniquely solve it. Okay. So I do lots and lots of things. You can imagine Tony Robbins does lots of things, right? Tony Robbins has lots of different income streams, but no one's super confused about what Tony Robbins does. Isn't that interesting? So he's probably not leading with what do you do with some of the side businesses or income streams that he doesn't need to tell people about because it's not part of the problem they want solved, right? He's known for being the personal development guy, right? Like the business growth guy. I do lots and lots of things, but if I'm sitting next to someone on the airplane, I'm going to listen to what you're telling me. I'm going to listen to what is interesting to you. I'm going to listen to what you're struggling with. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay. The second myth is answering what do you do would be great if you answered with your title. Okay. So I'll give you an example. We don't want to use your title most of the time. Okay. Most of the time you want to focus instead on the problem you're solving instead of your title. So I could go around all day and say I'm a high performance coach and no one even knows what that means. Most people don't, they're like, I don't know what high performance means. And I think I do. And I don't want to do any of that. That sounds exhausting. Okay. Like no one knows what that means. Or I'm a consultant for Make Wellness. No one knows what that means. No one knows anything or cares about what that means. So instead of your title, lead with the problem you solve. So I quite literally could say, what do you do? I could say, I help people make money. I help people build businesses that make a lot of money. Oh, how do you do that? Oh, well, I do that in a couple ways, blah, 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 right? So instead of your title, lead with the problem you solve. Okay. The third myth is kind of what I touched on a little bit on the first one. The first one was that you say the same thing every time. The second myth was that you should say your title. The third myth is that you should share everything that you do. So here's how you get around that. Many people in affiliate marketing have many different income streams, or they have a job, right? So you can say, or just lots of different roles, lots of different things we do in the world. Like, what do you do? Well, what do you want to know about, right? So you could say something like, well, I do a bunch of things. I'm a mom, I'm a psychologist, I build businesses online, but what I'm really focused on right now and really most excited is I'm helping launch this brand new company that's bringing these peptides. They're like alternatives to Ozempic, and they're not in a shot, but like I'm bringing that to market. I mean, I could say that, right? So I can say all the things I do, and I can say, but what I'm really focusing on right now is this. Yes, iPhone. I help people with their exits. I help people leave their 9 to 5 if they hate their 9 to 5s. Okay. So instead of everything, you can say, I do a lot of things. I mean, I do a lot of things, but what I'm most excited about right now is, or instead of saying all the things you do, you could just lead with the thing that you want everyone to know about. Like Tony Robbins' example, he's not leading with the 16 income streams that no one needs to know about. He's leading with the one thing he's pointing everyone to. He's probably leading with, I'm leading this conference and you should come if you want to build a business and it's in November and blah, 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 right? Like lead with the thing that you want to build. Helpful? Okay. The fourth myth is that when you answer, what do you do, that you should be fancy or clever. No, no, no. We're not going to be clever. We are going to dumb this down to second grade level. Okay. I messed this up so much at the beginning. And I would be like, oh my gosh, I help people get amped. And they're like, I don't know what that means. Right. Oh, I help people establish financial freedom. Okay. Let's roll it back and let's think of, what do people say when they're lying in bed at night? That is usually the test of what they want. either what they're saying they want or what they're complaining about or what they might say as they're standing in line at Target, you know? And I've learned the simpler, the better. The less clever, the better. And you want to use the words, oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're loving it, Anna. You want to use the words that people use. So I don't know a lot of humans that are lying in bed at night saying, I just want to find my soul's blueprint so I can know my destiny and I can, no. What are they saying? They're like, what the heck is the purpose of my life? Like, what is the purpose of my life? Is this all there is? I help people answer the question, is this all there is? Like, that's what you could say, right? That's how you could use that problem as what you do. Myth number 4 is that you want to be fancy or clever. You do not want to be fancy or clever. You want to be second grade level. So I literally answer, what do you do? I help people make money and grow businesses. It not only lands and resonates because that's what my people want. My people that are going to hire me to grow a business want to make money. They're in a business. A business makes money. It's not a hobby. It's a business. That's the definition. And when you answer it this way, you're not being cheeky. You're not being, weird. You're creating what's called the lean in. You're creating in other people. They're going to ask more. Well, how do you do that? I want that. So what do? I help people get lean, keep their muscle, and be calm. Who doesn't want those things? Who doesn't want that? I'm a headhunter for a marketing company that's short on leadership. Boom. That's going to get a leader if you know the person wants to be a leader. Okay. So those were just the myths. Let me give you a little homework assignment. This is what's going to create your marketing copy, your marketing content, the words that you're going to speak to the humans. When we talk about marketing and messaging, so we're on to the M of amped. Most marketing stops at the list on the left, the problems. But if you can get really good with also understanding the list on the right, your client's aspirations, this is gold. So let's talk about the, oh, thanks, Brett. That means a lot. You're a very smart businessman. Okay, so problems. What are their fears, frustrations, challenges? Oops, typo. Okay, again, use the second grade language. What are they saying? They just want to lose the weight. They want to stop the diets. They want to feel comfortable in their jeans. Okay, they don't want like body positivity. They want to lose the weight. Okay, like they want to lose the weight. They're frustrated that you're sick and tired of wasting your money on yet another program that doesn't help you lose the weight. Right? You don't have enough energy for your day. You've got so much to do and not enough energy. I just need energy. I'm always so tired. What are they saying while they're lying in bed at night? I'm just always tired. I just wake up tired. I just wake up tired. I never have enough money. It's never ending. Okay. I'm doing all the things and I'm still not losing the weight. Don't they say that? Okay. I am online and no one ever buys from me. I'm posting all the time and no one ever buys from me. Must be nice to go on family vacations. Haven't been on one of those. Like, I'm so sick and tired of saying no to my kids. What do they say? That is your marketing gold. Now, the second list that you're going to want to create, what are their dreams? What do they desire? What are their goals? Again, in their words. Usually your ideal client is a version of you that's just a little bit on the, you're just a little farther on the timeline of life than them. Does that make sense? You're just a little farther. You're a couple steps ahead on the timeline. It's not that you're better than them. It's not that you're necessarily smarter than them. It's not that you have to, oh my gosh, now I have to be this amazing thing that I'm not. It's you're just on the timeline and you can help be the tour guide for them of I did it. I can help. I can show you how to do it. Okay. So you are usually going to find that you are your ideal client earlier on the timeline. So if you think of a really great exercise for this is to think of what your ideal client's ideal day is or ideal situation. You know, you might say something like, I see you because I am you, or I was you. I know that you want to be able to order off the menu what you actually want to eat instead of looking at the left-hand column first for the price. I know that you would actually like to go on a vacation with your family. You know, I know that you'd like to go grocery shopping without adding up and tallying up as you go, knowing how much food you can get. They do want freedom, Vonda, and we're learning, right? Tonight, they're not lying in bed saying, I want freedom. Maybe a couple of humans are, but they're saying what freedom means to them. And that's what you need to get busy selling. Right? Do you see the distinction? So you're gonna be like the Spice Girls, and you're gonna be like, so tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Like you're gonna really think of what do they really, really want? What are the things that just drove you crazy or still do? Write down this word, imagine. It's one of the greatest words you can use in your marketing. Yes, Shelley, get busy selling the solution to their problem. Always be thinking of that. Because remember too, Vonda, freedom looks so different for everybody. Like someone might say the last thing that would be freedom to me would be a Louis Vuitton bag. Like, why are you so excited about your Louis Vuitton bag? You've got to bring it back to what that means about freedom and what that, you know, how you're painting the picture and teaching people how to think about what is freedom to them. Yeah. So speak about, okay, so your favorite word in marketing is going to be imagine. I want you to use that word a lot too. Imagine you wake up and blah, blah, blah. Imagine you pay all your bills and there's extra money. Imagine you have a travel line in your budget. Imagine your kids looking up at you at Disneyland and saying, Mom, because of you, we did it. Emily said that to me. Emily, our little daughter, Emily. Imagine what do you want? And then make an imagine statement about that. What do you know they want? Imagine you finally slip into the jeans and you're not obsessed about your muffin top and it's not making you grumpy and you can actually think about other things other than your body. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine the food noise going away. Hint, hint, our product lean. Imagine not thinking about food all day long. Imagine Imagine what else you could experience in life if you weren't obsessed with food. Imagine. Imagine feeling comfortable in your skin. Imagine liking what you saw in the mirror. Imagine that. Just imagine that. Imagine what that would do for your business. Imagine what that would do for your relationships. Imagine what it'll feel to write the last mortgage check. Imagine knowing, this was our big one for many years. Imagine knowing if the refrigerator breaks down, no big deal. You can go to the Home Depot and pick out a refrigerator. That was our goal, Garth and I's goal for many years of like, we just want to get to a place where we don't have to freak out if something were to happen, something simple like that. And then it did. And then we just went and we got a fridge, like, and we were like, oh my God, we've arrived. We are adulting. Like we have hit the big time. And I got a refrigerator that made ice, which I had never had. That was like 3 years ago. Could not believe it. Okay. So we've got lots of things to think about. Problems. These are some other prompts to help you write these 2 lists, and that's your kind of work for this week. What keeps them up at night? What are their biggest struggles? What's their number one obstacle? What problem do they want solved? Okay, we've covered a lot of these, but what do they want? What do they really, really want solved? And then their aspirations. What are their goals in their career? Maybe their personal goal, maybe their health and wellness goals. Maybe, you just want to be able to join a gym because you'll actually go if you have a class, maybe you want to be able to buy the organic food and not freak out about it. You want to be able to go out to eat once a week and not have it be a big deal. You want there to be money at the end of your month. How do you define success? You want to be calm. You want to stop being so irritable. You want to have energy to get through your day. Maybe you know what their ideal budget is. Maybe how do they want to feel? These are what their aspirations are. What are they passionate about? One of my lines in my business really is I help you create a business and a life you're obsessed with. Like you would love your life. That sounds very second grade to me, right? But it is the thing that people resonate with. The other thing you want to start doing is really think about what have your prime customers, your ideal clients said about what they love about what you offer or how you do it. For about the first year of business, I noticed everyone just kept saying, you just helped me get out of my own way, Dr. Erin. And that became my tagline. Do you want to get out of your own way? And I was like, yes, like that's a great name for a book, right? It's like everyone would buy that book, Get Out of Your Own Way, right? So really think about like what words are they using and use those. It's just going to be so helpful. So again, we kind of covered a little bit of attract your ideal client and marketing and messaging. You've got lots to think about, your problems and your aspirations, as well as the imagine statements and the problems you solve and how you're going to answer what do you do, depending on what you know about the person that's asking you the question, right? If you're a chiropractor, you're like, oh, I help chiropractors create a second stream of income by selling natural peptides in their chiropractor's office. That's what I do. They're not going to hear anything about my high performance coaching. They're going to hear about what I'm leading with. They're going to hear about what I'm actively building right now. Right? Okay. I would love to open it up for questions or thoughts or, oh my gosh, whatever you want to share. We'll do that for like 5 minutes and then we'll let you guys get back to your Sunday night.
So just as a reminder, everyone's muted. So if you want to, you got to take yourself off mute before you can start talking.
You can really start to look at your Facebook profile and your bio and make it be something about, I help people blank, I help blank to blank. I help, and just practice it and try it out and see if you want to change it in the future. But it's not your title. It's I help blank to blank. You're so welcome. What was eye-opening for anybody? What was, oh my goodness, I'm going to use this? Or questions?
Hi.
Hi, Marina.
Hi. So I think, just thinking deeper into that, it's instead of just saying, well, I solve your problem, but finding out more from what they say, how to address it. I think that's really big. It's something I took a Xerox course decades ago, and it was all about need satisfaction selling, and that's what we're doing here.
Ooh, love it.
Finding out what they need, and then you're just going to satisfy that, no more. You don't give them any more than that, and that's where you try to close. That's where you go to close the sale instead of dropping all of your products on them.
Oh, sometimes, Marina, I've even said, I'm so glad I asked because that's actually what I do. Like whatever they say, if it's true, I mean, I'm not lying, but maybe they'll say like, what do you do? And they'll say, I'm a realtor and I'm looking to grow my business. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I asked because that's what I do. I coach realtors. And they're like, how? Oh, well, we can get into the details of that if you want, but like, tell me more about what do you love about real estate and, all those things. So thanks, Marina. Thanks everyone in the chat. I'm glad this was helpful. Any other questions before we hop off? Okay. Next week, I don't know what we're talking about, but it's going to be great. And I can't wait to see you again. And we will house these replays on the YouTube channel. And again, if you want to share the call, oh, I love you too. If you want to share the call, thank you. You can be entered into win one of these and we'll see who's the winner this week. Bye, everyone. Have
Erin,
a beautiful, blessed
Erin,
week. What, babe?
Before you go, why don't you just do a quick reminder of how people what they need to do in order to be entered for the chance to win?
Oh, thank you.
Because we had some people join after you'd already got
So you
started.
can just share like a screenshot or anything you want about what we're doing tonight. And then you entered into win one of my books and you can tell me which one, if you're chosen, which book you want me to send you.
And either send that to Erin or tag Erin in the post. So that way we know who's done it. So we can enter you into the raffle.
Yes. Thank you. Tag me in the post. That's how we keep track. Thank you. And Jennifer Virgo, she was the first slide, Marina. I don't think you were there, but she won last week. Yeah, she got mind your own business. So, all right. Have a blessed week, everyone. Thanks for being here. This is so fun for me. Bye.